Even with the primary election hours away, Minnesota voters have already set a new early voting record. According to the Secretary of State's office, Minnesotans have turned in more than 206,000 ballots for tomorrow's primary. Around 99,000 were mailed in and 107,000 cast in person. Officials say that's the most of any primary in a non-presidential election year. Raya Katene checked in with experts today, breaking down the new record.
Hello, welcome.
On the last day to vote early in person,
Are you Minneapolis voters?
Yeah,
Mira Jacobson Dunlop is celebrating a first.
it's my 18th birthday, and I was able to vote today.
A first-time voter
It was very surreal.
in good company.
Are you going to be okay waiting in line?
As the Secretary of State says, more than 206,000 ballots were counted Monday morning ahead of Tuesday's primary election.
That is the highest number of early votes for a primary election in a non-presidential election year.
Something is in the air
Joe Peshek
that's kind of motivating people.
is the longtime political scientist who says competitive open seat races, ideological differences within parties, and heightened national tensions are driving more Minnesotans to the polls.
The second Trump presidency is more intense and even more extreme in some ways than his first presidency. And I think that's really kind of intensified the national political atmosphere in a way that makes people take notice.
Hi, welcome.
It's hard not to notice the revolving door of voters
Same thing, Minneapolis resident?
at the Minneapolis Early Vote Center.
Today's really busy.
As the city's director of elections and voter services says people are looking for more ways to get involved.
Hi, welcome.
We're seeing a lot of people that are like, how do I support democracy this year? How do I get involved? How do I be not just a voter, but be a part of elections? We're trying to just make sure everyone knows not to just show up at the polling places to try to help. Show up to vote, but don't just show up to help.
Whether you've done this many times before
Hi, welcome, welcome.
or it's your first time,
It's pretty monumental.
this election may leave a lasting impact on many Minnesotans.
I just know I did something good for the future of our state.
Hi, welcome.
And despite this being a record-breaking year for early voting, historically, Minnesota has always had impressive voter turnouts. As Professor Peshek tells me, we often have the highest turnout in the country, both in general and primary elections, Kevin.
Your voice, your vote. No doubt all eyes will be watching Minnesota tomorrow. Raya, thank you. And we'll be here when the election results start rolling in. Our live streaming coverage begins as soon as the polls close at 8 p.m. on our app for your TV. And then we're back on air at 10. So join us for live results and political analysis throughout the night.